Okay, hi. I'm Steve Smith. I'm Cornish. I need to find someone in the front row who I don't know. You. I'm going to look at you all that day. I'm happy to take questions at the end from people I've never met before. So this is how AI likes to think of me. Walking down the street, successful, confident, with Cheetos lip balm smeared all over my face. This is your favorite conference talk of the year. I hired a platform product manager, but our platform is still less popular than Cheetos chapsticks. Are there any Americans in the room? You wouldn't admit it if you were. Chapstick is American for lip balm. It's alliterative. You're welcome. So let's start with a taste of regret. Who am I? No, let's not start with that. That's a trick. What is this Cheetos lip balm nonsense? So in 2005, Frito-Lay launched Cheetos lip balm. Their genius plan was to extend the popular Cheetos snack brand into the personal care market by creating a lip balm infused with the cheddar cheese taste and scent of Cheetos. That really did happen in 2005. You can look it up. So flavored lip balms did exist in the noughties, the good old days, getting away from the 90s, which we all now admit were a terrible mistake. So Coca-Cola, Dr. Pepper, they had lip balms, but they were sweet. Cheetos lip balm was going to be the first savory lip balm. Someone at Frito-Lay genuinely believed that strong brand recognition and a novelty factor would somehow translate magically into a hit personal care product. It was a classic case of product management hubris. Cheetos lip balm was build it and they will come. It ended in customer tears. So what is build it and they will come? It's a mindset. It's everywhere. A team creates a thing. A team launches a thing. A team waits for the vanity metrics to go up, and they don't because customers haven't heard of the thing, customers don't like the thing, customers are disgusted by the thing. Cheetos lip balm was a horrible flop because there was no product market fit. For those of you who haven't had Cheetos before, here in the UK, they're like Wotsits, but cheesier and dustier and messier and spicier, so not really the kind of thing you want to smear all over your face. There was also inadequate user research. No one really said, hey, you like Cheetos crisps, like me. Would you like to put it on your face? No, I don't want to do that. And there was also an unpleasant user experience. These are some genuine reviews that I found online. One person said, this lip balm is grainy, not moisturizing. Another person said, this lip balm smells of nacho cheese, gym socks, and regret. If there's one thing I want you to remember from this talk, it's that build it and they will come does not ever work. So, let's get flaming hot. Let's talk about who I am really and why I'm here. I'm the global head of modernization and platforms at Equal Experts. We're a product and engineering consultancy. We're about 3,000 people. We're experts only, and we are employee-owned. My job is to advise senior leaders on incremental gains and step changes in legacy systems, modern services, and platform engineering. I've written books, including one on measuring continuous delivery that no one's ever read because I finished it at the same time that Dr. Nicole Forsgren finished the Accelerate book, which is 1,000,000 times better. This is why I don't work in marketing. And I'm an organizer of Agile on the Beach, a conference in Cornwall every July. Tickets are on sale and the CFP opens soon. And I'm a presenter on Dave Farley's Modern Software Engineering channel. I work with David Elmax. I owe him a lot of my career. What I try to do on his YouTube channel is hide my eternal love and respect and admiration for Dave behind the persona of someone trying to stage some kind of incompetent palace coup. I'd like to share some thoughts today on where I think platform engineering is at after 11 years of building and running platform capabilities for our customers. I think that there's a lot of platform problems in the world, and one thing I've always wrestled with is what's underlying those problems, what is the commonality. Platform engineering is about improving time to value and total cost of ownership for a lot of teams. That is it. And you do it by improving those teams' accelerate metrics in speed, technical quality, and reliability. That's it. There's lots of ways to fail with platform engineering. There's lots of platform problems. I did a talk here on screen last year for my good friend Gene Kim in Las Vegas. I covered a couple of common platform problems. I said, don't use power tools like Kubernetes. I said, don't allow technology anarchy to flourish. And I said, don't let ticketing hell happen. The Americans lapped it up, possibly because I bribed the AV guy to change my music from Bruce Springsteen. You get walkout music there. And I said to the AV guy, change it to God Save the King. And then I walked out saying, turn that shit off, I'm American like the rest of you. Americans love that. So faced, though, with platform problems, it's easier then to try and reach for like a magic solution, and what people will then say is, you need platform as a product. And they'll say it in that exact voice every single time. But they never say what the next bit is, do they? When you say, what does that mean? They'll go, oh, you should hire a platform product manager. And then you say, what's the next bit? And then they kind of run away. So platform as a product is really, it's the starting point. It's not really a destination. At Equal Experts, we've been helping a lot of companies with platforms over the years. I've had the pleasure, the privilege of participating in some spectacular platform successes in the public and private sector in the US and here in the UK. And I've also had the sorrow of seeing far too many platform failures. What I'd like to do today is try and talk about some of the crunchy goodness in platform engineering. So let's talk about the snack to stack. Let's see why this lip balm metaphor is the perfect metaphor for platform product management. We know that platform as a project is a bad idea, right? Because it's like any project-centric delivery team. Platform engineering isn't special. There's a stakeholder. Their first name is their second name is business. They are probably an operations manager or an infrastructure manager in some kind of cunning disguise, like an orange t-shirt. And there's some kind of disempowered person in the platform product manager role. They might be a product manager. They might be a project manager. It doesn't matter. They're normally worried looking and they've got a beard. There are no customers in the room. That's the key thing. The stakeholder tells the platform product manager what to build. And then the platform product manager tells the engineers what they need to build, and they're excited for the wrong reasons. Fixed scope, fixed budget, fixed timelines, fuzzy ownership, output-oriented work, few to zero customer feedback loops. This is a flavor for disaster. Platform as a project is build it and they will come. Platform as a project is like Cheetos lip balm. Platform as a project ends in customer tears every single time. I've seen it so many times over the years. There was an InfoSec engineer at a bank. He was rebadged as a platform product manager against his will, I should say. He said to the platform team, build me a really secure platform, gotta go. Got some stuff to do. He came back a year later, and the platform was secure. It was so secure that no one could use it. You couldn't even create a repository on it. It had to be written off after a year of time and effort. It was such a waste. Could have been spent selling Cheetos lip balm instead. We know that platform as a product is a good idea, right? Yeah, except, the stakeholders in the room are the teams building and running services on the platform. That's great. There's an empowered product manager for the platform. Maybe they're an actual product manager. That's also great. The customers discuss their challenges. The product manager hypothesizes on what they need next. That's all great in theory. And then the platform product manager tells the platform engineers what to build, and they're excited for the right reasons. Iterative scope, continuous funding, flexible timelines, clear ownership, outcome-oriented work, lots of customer feedback loops. This is a flavor for greatness. Platform as a product can be listen, build, learn. Platform as a product can be not like Cheetos lip balm. Platform as a product can end in customer satisfaction. And I've seen it. In 2020, the UK government had to launch a lot of new live services in just under 4 weeks for some mysterious reason that I'm told I'm not allowed to talk about, including the coronavirus job retention scheme and the self-employment support scheme. In the first half an hour of Go Live, there were 67,000 coronavirus job retention claims. In the first day, there was 500,000 self-employment income support applications. In the first week, there were 132 million page views. It all worked because the UK government had spent years building a platform for 80 teams, 1,000 microservices that were centered on culture, tooling, and governance for those teams. And also in 2020, a sports retailer saw a huge increase in online traffic because the stores were shut. So their year-on-year sales online jumped from 40 to 90%. There was a 50% increase in Black Friday sales. There was a huge surge in Black Friday traffic, more than anyone expected, and everything worked extremely smoothly because the retailer had spent years building a platform for 40 teams, 100 microservices that was focused on a friction-free experience for teams. And I said, platform as a product can work on purpose. Don't worry, these two won't be smirking for too long. What do I see time and again in platform as a product? I see abject failure. Just like platform as a project, it's depressing. What I see is the right model poisoned by the wrong mindset. There are no customers in the room. The platform engineers are in the room. They're the stakeholders. They're telling the platform product manager what should be built. Sometimes the product manager is in agreement. Sometimes they just have to go along with it for the ride. And then the product manager tells the engineers what to build. And they said what to build to the product manager in the first place, so I guess that's all fine. Iterative scope, continuous funding, blah, 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 that's all great. But there's output-oriented work again, and there are few to zero customer feedback loops again. This is a flavor for disaster again. Platform as a product can be build it and they will come. Platform as a product can be the same as Cheetos lip balm. Platform as a product can end in customer tears, and it happens too often. I've seen it. A fintech hired a product manager to bring more product focus to the platform team. They ignored her, to my disgust, and they spent months procuring Dynatrace. And then they gave 30 teams some really basic configuration instructions, no dashboards for Dynatrace. A shadow observability team had to be created, and they built a paved road for Dynatrace dashboards for teams in order to protect their time to restore. And a telco had 20 teams, all building their own CI/CD pipelines in GCP. So that's a lot of unplanned tech work, not a lot of product work. The platform product manager insisted that a central pipeline with auditing and compliance was necessary, and I thought they were right. Except when the platform team built that pipeline, no teams used it at all, because they all had key features in their own disparate pipelines that they genuinely required. Failure here is in concept, not in execution. Failure here isn't in the model, it's that the model has been poisoned by the wrong mindset. It doesn't matter who your platform product manager is, you're going to end up with a platform less popular than Cheetos chapsticks. So, crunchy goodness, let's talk about how to have that listen, build, learn mindset, how to really drive it into platform engineering. Platform product management problems are product management problems because platforms aren't special. Platform engineering is customer service. Iterative scope, continuous funding, blah, 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 that's all good. But the level you need to reach is outcome-oriented work and many customer feedback loops, because that's where customer centricity is. That's where success in platform engineering is. When I think about customer centricity, I think about Herb Kelleher, the longtime CEO and co-founder of Southwest Airlines. If you don't know much about him, look him up. Amazing personality. He once said, Southwest Airlines isn't an airline. It's a customer service company that happens to be an airline. I think that's awesome. So let's talk about what that customer centricity might look like in platform engineering in terms of the team, the vision, the engagement, and the focus. In the team, the platform product manager, they have to not be an enterprise product manager. They have to not do what they're told by stakeholders, whether it's platform engineers or an operations manager in some kind of cunning disguise. They need to be what my colleague Sikhi Bafgan calls a commercial product manager, somebody working in an enterprise organization as if they are building a scale-up or a startup, as if they are building this mini customer service organization. They need to foster ideas, balance priorities, generate demand. They need to ensure that this listen, build, learn mindset permeates through the platform team. That's the most important job they have to do. Prior experience in platform or product is very important. But I've come to see over the years that prior experience in the organization is way, way, way more valuable. Some of the best platform product managers I've ever worked with are in the room today, and none of them started out in platforms. One was a delivery manager, one was a test manager. What did they have in common? They were people who loved their organization and wanted to do the right thing for other people. They were servant leaders, textbook servant leaders. The platform engineers need to think about the teams building and running services as their customers. That sounds easy, but it's a real change for engineers. They have to be laser focused on solving real problems for teams, taking apart the experiences have, understanding what's wrong with them and rebuilding them. They can't get distracted by shiny tech, and they have to work quickly and safely because speed of execution matters disproportionately in platform engineering. I visited a platform team recently where they were naming customer teams, where they were disagreeing over what they might do next, where they were finishing each other's sentences respectfully. That team's going to succeed. For the platform vision, it needs to be centered on solving common problems for teams. It needs to be about CI/CD, compute, networking, observability. It can't be about solving esoteric problems for a minority of teams. It needs to be a vessel for technical alignment. It needs to bake in all of the engineering standards and organizational best practices that you want teams to quickly and easily adopt. And it has to be self-service. In my 11 years with Equal Experts, the single biggest predictor we have of platform engineering success is that it's self-service, that the team is building capabilities that are genuinely needed, and then they get out of everyone's way. I know of a platform at a media conglomerate that had 5 services on it and a lot of services off platform for years. It was a super tense situation. They moved to self-service this year, and now they've got a lot of services on the platform. There's a lot of demand for new features, and there's more investment coming. The platform team has to engage with their customers, understanding, internalizing that they don't know the right questions to ask, let alone what the right answers are. They have to have a permanent curiosity about the world around them. They have to survey, interview, shadow teams. They have to bring in a user researcher maybe once a quarter to bring some rigor to the quantitative and qualitative data collection and data analysis that they need to do. I worked on a platform once where the platform portal stack ranked the services by accelerate metrics, so the worse your deployment frequency, the worse your time to restore, the higher up the leaderboard you were. There was no pressure about that. There was never anything said about it. It was just a nice way to show teams where they were at and for to frame conversations for the platform team to make offers to help. You need to focus on what matters most with platform engineering, which means that customer centricity. The platform product has to be all about increasing customer value, decreasing customer cost, and managing platform costs. That means the platform team needs to implement NPS and the accelerate metrics for internal customer value. They need to break apart service and platform sources of break-fix work for the internal customer cost. And they have to track their own financial cost and the cloud bill for the platform costs. This isn't new. It's not rocket science. Those measures have been around forever. At Equal Experts, we've just got better at talking about them and implementing them. I saw a CTO a while ago who told me that they just held up the Accelerate board to their board and said, if we implement this, then we win. Speaking just for myself, I don't understand why metrics vendors who sicken me all equally are trying to use the AI age as an excuse to drag us back into Taylorism and having individual measures of productivity that just won't work and will only upset people. I worked on a platform where we increased internal customer value by relentlessly focusing on automating the incident response and observability journey until time to restore was halved. And we kept internal customer costs really low by spending more platform engineer time on platform upgrades so that the teams themselves needed less time on it themselves. If your platform is focused on removing break-fix work for teams without imposing too much break-fix work on them in kind, if it's focused on having really simple platform tech so that you don't need too many platform engineers, so that you don't have to spend too much money, then you'll see success. You'll see teams start to tackle their own upstream bottlenecks, improve their time to value, reduce their total cost of ownership. But too often, that isn't what happens. What happens is build it and they will come. And my key message for today is that build it and they will come doesn't work in platform engineering, because it doesn't work in anything, because platforms aren't special. It doesn't matter if you do platform as a product, I don't care. It doesn't matter if you hire a great platform product manager, I don't care. If your platform engineers aren't waking up every day asking themselves, what's the right thing to do for our customers today, then your platform's going to fail. If Frito-Lay can learn for themselves that people don't want to smear orange cheese all over their faces, why can't platform teams learn that platform engineering is not about them? It's never about them. It will never be about them. It's about customer service. So thanks for coming. If you have any platform questions, I can help you. I know lots about platforms, and some of my colleagues and customers are here today. Just come and say hello or drop me a message on LinkedIn. Eat some Cheetos today and don't put them on your face. Thank you.